There's a very specific skill that gets developed in years of doing therapy with many different people. It's a skill that actually might be useful to most people in their own individual lives, and could certainly make a difference when you think maybe things aren't going well, or you're having trouble finding motivation or reason to give more effort. Thankfully, it doesn't necessarily require being a therapist to build this skill. Oftentimes, people make the mistake of thinking therapy is bleak work, that we as therapists are having to constantly come face to face with misery, and that those negative experiences accumulate inside of us or maybe eat away at us. But that depiction is a bit inaccurate. That taxing way of experiencing therapy would only be true if we viewed therapy as a process of vanquishing each person's greatest problems and battling with the worst of who they are and what they've experienced. Fortunately, there is an alternative way of helping someone find change, and that's by finding and nurturing what is brilliant about that person, so that they might use that brilliance to manage any past, present, or future problems. Human beings spend the majority of the first 2 decades of life learning and growing. These years of play, education, and exploration are not aimed at halting every problem and discomfort. The greater point in this phase of development is just discovery, finding out who you are as a person, your likes and dislikes, your abilities and disabilities, how people see and react to you, as well as how you see and react to others. School itself is just a very long series of simulated problems. We fabricate work for young people to do, academic tasks for them to wrestle with, all with the goal of them learning more and defining who they are. The key element being highlighted here is that there's a negative context of problem or obstacle that is rendered irrelevant in the pursuit of personal discovery and development. And that's the reorientation that takes place in effective therapy. The spotlight moves from shining on the woes of what might have happened to you, the issues of the predicaments you find yourself in, to shining on who you are as you deal with those woes, who you've become as you've maneuvered along the obstacles of life, what abilities you have at your disposal that have the potential to move you even further along. The skill that gets developed in years of doing therapy with people is the profound ability to inevitably notice the evidence of something brilliant in each and every person, no matter who they are, what they've done, or what's happened to them. Not just noticing the brilliance inside of a person, but noticing the many powerful reasons they have to keep going, to pursue the things they want to pursue, to squeeze together whatever effort they can, to break the undesirable molds they may have fallen into, to make significant, lasting change in their lives. People go to therapy for change. They want to feel different, or to behave differently, or experience life differently. They want to change. And change happens when we find irrefutably meaningful reasons to change, when it feels like we have to, or else we risk losing something important. So that means finding a reason to change is possibly one of the most essential steps in the process of making change happen. The simple instructions I have for honing this skill is that you should first realize that anything can be evidence of brilliance in a person. Anything can be an ingredient for their reason to move toward change. The fact that someone came to therapy, whether it was their idea or not, that's evidence. A parent drowning in their responsibilities, feeling overwhelmed by their stress, there is still evidence in their commitment, evidence in their love of the people they suffer that stress for. If someone is being crushed under the weight of a brutally heavy depression, anything they get themselves to do in that condition could be evidence. It's really only for that individual themselves to say what these pieces of evidence might mean, but it for sure means something. Whether that's that they have more energy than they thought, more bravery, more resilience, more capability. Each and every person, regardless of their situation, could ask themselves, despite the problems and obstacles, how'd I manage to get where I am? How'd I make whatever progress I did make? How'd I muster up whatever kindness I still show to the people around me? There's even evidence of brilliance in areas nowhere related to the problems a person might be experiencing. Maybe you're overwhelmed by your anxiety, but a few times a week you find profound focus and peace in practicing a musical instrument or making something artistic. Maybe you stop all of your thoughts to be present with the person who means a lot to you, whether you do it intentionally or not. That's evidence. All of these things are quick examples of windows into the enormous wealth of ability and potential that's in everyone. Sometimes we never notice it's there. Sometimes we discount its value. Sometimes we don't even realize it's relevant. But that's part of the skill that's worth developing. It could improve everyone's life to be able to notice the evidence of their own brilliance, as well as the brilliance in those around them. It might take practice, but you'll know you're doing it right when you notice something is different about the way you feel. When you notice something is changing in how you look at yourself, how you look at your possibilities. Someone who notices the right things in themselves knows somehow there's a way to get wherever they're trying to go.